To Fawcett Stadium in Canton as we get ready for the Elite Eight in Division III as it's the Dover Tornadoes and the Steubenville Big Red. I'm Scott Robinson along with Chuck Rest here on Big Time Sports. And Chuck, really, this is a game that everybody's been waiting on for quite a while.
Well, I think, talking to Coach Ift in this, and you can see that this is one of those things that they probably circle on their calendar at the beginning of the year when they set their goals. And I think they knew that this was the game that they wanted to be playing in. And with the elite program that Steubenville has, Coach Ift knows that that's where he really wants to be, and he's here tonight. So we'll see what happens.
The Dover Tornadoes coming off an overtime win against Northwest. Steubenville handled Salem last week, so both teams coming in on a high.
Oh, definitely, and that had to be a great win, last week for Dover, and being able to come back in overtime and play against Northwest, who also has a great tradition in tournament football in Ohio. And again, Steubenville knew what Steubenville was going to be, and everybody knew what Steubenville was going to be. So this was what the matchup is going to be tonight.
We'll come back. We'll talk with Dover head coach Dan Ift in a moment, so stay with us here on the Chibo's pregame show on Big Time Sports. And welcome back to the Chibo's pregame show on Big Time Sports. Joining us is Dan Ift, the head coach of the Dover Tornadoes. Coach, you've gotten progressively better. Exciting game last week, but this is a game a lot of people really wanted to see from the beginning of the year.
Well, when you look at the way the seedings went in the region, 1 versus 2, I guess that's what the fans want. And our kids realize that if we have any aspirations of going deep into the tournament, the road goes through Steubenville.
Steubenville's got a great program, but you don't want to downplay your own program. What can
their speed? They're a very fast team. They've got some really fast athletic kids, and we have to work hard to keep up with that speed and take the proper angles and leverage the ball properly. Now we're going to go with what got us here. Our kids have worked hard all year, and they understand what's in front of them. We may have to tighten splits occasionally. I thought Coach Court did a great job the offensive line this week, getting them ready for the speed they'll see on defense, and our defensive staff did a great job, I think, getting them ready for what we're going to see offensively. So we're going to stay with what got us here, Scott. Well, obviously turnovers and penalties, but beyond that, if you've watched us in the last couple of times we've played in this type of game, we've gotten behind early and had to fight our way back, and we prefer to come out a little bit better in the first half. But Steubenville has a way of doing that to you. They come out with multiple formation sets, things you haven't seen. They get the momentum on you, so we got to fight hard not to let them take the momentum away in the first half. Thank you, Scott.
Head coach Dan Ift of the Dover Tornadoes. That's been the Chibo's pregame show. We'll come back with a kickoff in a moment. Stay with us here on Big Time Sports. And welcome back to Fawcett Stadium in Canton for the Division III Region 11 final between Dover and the Big Red of Steubenville. Scott Robinson and Chuck Rest with you. And Chuck, well, I'll tell you what, this is really an anticipated matchup, and I think we're looking for a great game tonight.
Oh, I think it is, and I think, Scott, this is what Dover people wanted, Dover coaching staff wanted, Dover players wanted, was to be able to face the Big Red in the finals, and that's what they got. Steubenville just with the tradition that they have, and they've been in this finals for how many times, and it's just been one of those things where this is what you play high school football for, and it's a game tonight that we're hoping is going to be just as big as anticipated as everybody's made it out to be.
Well, let's dig into some of the numbers for this one. For the Dover Tornadoes, they're led by Marcus Mammarella, who's done a little bit of everything for the Tornadoes this year. He's rushed the ball for over 1,100 yards and 14 touchdowns. Keith Johnson's done a nice job, 102 carries for 528 yards and 12 scores. Passing, Marcus Mammarella, 184 attempts, 110 completions, nearly 1,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. So that has been spectacular. The special teams for the Tornadoes have been outstanding. And one of the big factors is if you look at the first half of most of their games this season, in the first quarter alone, Dover has outscored their opponents 132-13. The second quarter gets just about as good, 167-30. The first half of their games, they've outscored opponents nearly 300-43.
And that's been a key for them. And, a lot of teams they played this year, the reason the scoring was down in the third and fourth quarters is because their starters didn't play. How many of those games that Dover starters didn't play. Tonight, Scott, may be just a little bit different story. As Steubenville's got the impressive numbers like Dover has. I think a big key to it, and you mentioned, was the special teams at Dover. And boy, I think it would be just great if they could if they could just go ahead and get a score on.
The Steubenville Big Red, as you see the Dover Tornadoes about ready to come onto the field under Reno Sakash. They're 11-1. They have won against Marlington and Salem in the playoffs. Dover, of course, winning against Harrison Central and last week against Northwest in overtime. The Big Red, this is their 5th straight appearance in the regional final. They are familiar opponents to Dover. They came out on top in 2006, 33-30. Last year, Steubenville went all the way to the state finals, losing to Kettering-Alder. They finished the year 14-1.
Yes, they did, and it's just a tradition we talked about with them. And like you said, you go back through over the state of Ohio and look at any division on somebody gone to the regional finals 5 years in a row. It's going to be very few that far between that you're going to find. So experience they have on their side.
Steubenville is going to receive. So let's take a look at the starting offense for the Steubenville Big Red. And it all starts with Dwight Macon. He was the Tri-Player of the Year in the Eastern District. Jojo Piero, a fine running back. LaShawn Luke, a little question whether he may or may not play tonight because of an injury. The wide receivers, Anthony Piero and Jordan Meyer. Sage Cutchery, the tight end. Jake Lynn, Jordan Banks, Jamie Duvall, Mason Campbell, and Willie Pruitt, the offensive starters for Big Red. Now for the Dover Tornadoes defensively. Boy, they starts up front with the big three. Tyler Hawk, Brandon Murtaugh, Justin Roth. You've got solid linebackers with Andrew Bates, Christian Ift, Chance Shalosky, and Keith Johnson. And then you've got the deep backs with some speed. Ricky Maz, Colton Zonner, Adam Moss, and Ian Drapcho.
And that's going to be a big key for them tonight just because of the multiple offenses that Steubenville throws out there against them and the quarterback that they have. And like you said, Eastern District Player of the Year, and I'm sure he's going to get a lot more honors. And, already signed Division I scholarship, so he definitely is for real. But, this Dover defense is for real too, Scott. It's been solid all year long, and they, even a few injuries here and there, they've just been able to put somebody in that, just does just as good his job. So I'm looking for a heck of a football game tonight.
Jesse Burton and Alvin Taylor will be back deep for the Steubenville Big Red to receive the kickoff from Zach Rafter as we get ready to go. 8 teams remain in Division III. We'll be down to 4 after tonight. Somebody's going to the state semifinals. Will it be the Dover Tornadoes or the Steubenville Big Red as Jesse Burton takes it back inside his own 10 to the 20s. Got some running room. He's got a lane. Keith Johnson's got him down at the 36-yard line.
Nice return right there. Just waited on his blocking, set up, have a little bit of an opening, and good start for Steubenville at, like you said, about the 35-yard line to get their offense moving.
I think what everybody's concerned about, at least if you're a Dover fan, is the speed of Steubenville.
Oh, I think so. They got it on both sides of the football, and they say especially on the defensive side. But you look at their offense. I think they've got all their skill, and their backs have all got speed.
Trey Wiggins in motion to the right side. Dwight Macon, the quarterback, taking himself. Quarterback draw. And the Tornadoes will stack that up right about the 36-yard line. Good effort in there. Tyler Hawk getting off the bottom of the pile, along with Brandon Murtaugh and Keith Johnson.
Looks like they're going to give him about a 4-yard gain on that one. And, good play to start out with. Get everybody's feet on the ground, both sides of the football.
The other teams remaining in the Division III Elite 8, Youngstown Cardinal Mooney, Poland Seminary, Columbus St. Francis de Sales, Columbus Bishop Watterson, Springfield Shawnee, and Cincinnati, Wyoming. Second down. Macon drops back, little screen wide open. Piero's got it at midfield to the 40. And tripped up from behind. Andrew Bates with a touchdown saving tackle at the 31-yard line.
Yes, he did. That's one thing I think you're going to see a lot tonight with Steubenville is how they put somebody in motion, and Dover's really got a key on that motion man because he's just as good as the running backs are when they run a little reverse or whatever, and then they come back with that little slip screen back here to the backside with two of those linemen downfield. He had plenty of running room on that one.
So first down and 10 for the Big Red. The handoff to Piero, and he is going to be wrapped up. Andrew Bates takes down the running back right there at the 30-yard line. So a gain of maybe 1. It'll be second down and 9.
It's going to be a thing with Steubenville too. It's one of those one of those plays where you stop them for a 1 yard gain, stop them for a couple yard gain, and then don't let them get a big play on you. Just keep the drive going. I'm sorry, Scott.
Got apparently a little problem here. The officials
got a little equipment problem.
Yep.
That's one thing Dover's going to have to do tonight is just defensively. They're just going to have to play solid downs every play. They can't give up a big play tonight.
You know, it's a big game for the players, but it's also a big game for the officiating crews because it's quite an honor to get this far officiating.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, you're talking, the 5 guys out there have earned their earned the voting rights from the coaches and a few other ways that they get elected. And like you said, it is a big honor to be able to work a football game like this.
Out of the eye, Jesse Burden, the deep back on 2nd down and 9. In motion is Dominic Gary, the tight end. The handoff to Burden. Slips inside and down about the 25-yard line.
Nice job by the Tornadoes right there to close that out, make him cut back inside and let the linebackers pick up a tackle for a 3 or 4 yard gain.
Brandon Murtaugh and Andrew Bache on the stop. Brandon Murtaugh, the leading tackler, and not surprisingly, Andrew Bache, the second leading tackler.
Yeah, that's good. When you got a defensive lineman and one of your inside backers, your 2 leading tacklers, they're doing something right.
On 3rd down, the reverse. Back to Jordan Meyer. Meyer cuts inside, has the first down before Christian Ift is able to bring him down. And down at the 18-yard line.
That was the key right there with Meyer. He just goes a little bit of motion, and they go ahead and give it to him that way. And, If made a nice play right there of cutting him back inside and making a tackle. But again, that's Steubenville first down.
Yeah, the question becomes how much does Steubenville still have in its bag of tricks that they haven't even had to show all year?
That could be too, although on the other hand, they play a heck of a football schedule too.
So they're going to go 4 wide. Marcus Mammarella in now in the defensive backfield for the Tornadoes. Macon's going to take it himself. Christian Ift wraps him up right at the 15-yard line, stayed at home, made a nice tackle.
Oh, it just looks like with Steubenville too. You've seen them, they're not a dominating team where they're going right or left. I don't know how many plays they've run so far down through here, but it seems like they're about 50-50 each way, and sometimes going to the right. And the next time you'll see them coming back to the left. And that's the thing that's tough about defense in a football, or playing defense against a football team that strictly uses the whole football field.
So they'll come out in the eye. It's Dominic Gary, the fullback. In motion is Wiggins. The handoff straight ahead. And not a lot there as the Tornadoes hold strong on 2nd down. As Justin Roth gets up from the bottom of the pile, stopping J.J. Piero. Dwight Macon, one of 3, count them, 3 Tri-Offensive Players of the Year in Eastern District Division III, along with Marcus Mammarella of Dover and also Ben Palmer of Harrison Central.
And, all 3 of those players right there had exceptional senior years in their football careers at their high schools.
And again, we have an equipment problem with Big Red, so that'll hold things up a moment. They'll get that straightened away. And don't forget, too, about Gary's Italian Market and Deli at 810 North Tuscarawas Avenue in Dover. Is better than Mom's spaghetti sauce. Gary Reese, you want to stop in and get some of that. It's the best you've ever had. Mellotone says it's not spaghetti without better than Mom's sauce. And that's at Gary's Market and Deli, 810 North Tuscarawas Avenue in Dover. Scott Robinson and Chuck Rest with you from Fawcett Stadium in Canton. Regional final in Division III between Dover and Steubenville. 3rd down, about 4. Macon in the shotgun. Macon's going to take it himself, and he is going to be very close to the first down. Looks like he may have it on a second effort.
Looks like they may go out for a measurement here, Scott, but like you said, it looks like could be pretty much a first down. They didn't even measure on it. They gave it to him.
So Christian Ift and Brandon Murtaugh make the stop. And right now, the Tornado defense, which has been strong all season, has given up some yardage. Matter of fact, all year they've only given up 113 points.
Yeah, that's pretty good defense when you're able to do that. But looking right here against a team like Steubenville who can move the football, and so far, and I think this may be a concern with Dover, is that Steubenville's only thrown one pass, I believe, on this drive. It looks like they didn't like what they saw here, so they're going to take a timeout.
So Steubenville takes its first timeout, and we will take a break. No score between Dover and Steubenville. 7:04 to go first quarter. Stay with us here on Big Time Sports. Ready to go. First down and goal from the 7 for the Steubenville Big Red. They'll come out in the spread offense. And Macon's always dangerous, a run pass threat. He'll roll to the left side. Throws, it's complete. And knocked out of bounds is Trey Wiggins as Marcus Mammarella over there.
Nice job by Colton Zahner on that. He had the deep man on the, as they were playing zone right there, he had the deep man on the out pattern, and he saw the short pass and come up and just made a real nice play on that to get the first hit, knock him out of bounds.
So it'll be second down and goal from the 4-yard line. Pretty steady drive here by Steubenville. Hand off to Piero straight ahead, and he is very close. Looks like he's just going to be short. And it'll be third down and goal. Boy, Piero got those legs rolling, got behind that big offensive line. Their offensive line, Lynn's at 265, Jordan Banks at 205, Jamie Duvall at 230, Mason Campbell at 250, and Willie Pruitt at 275.
Yeah, and the nice thing about it is those all guys the size that they have are pretty quick off the football.
So third and goal from inside the 1 for the Steubenville Big Red.
Do we want to go ahead and go with the quarterback sneak with Macon on this one, you think?
I'm thinking. They hand it to Piero, though, and it's touchdown, Steubenville.
Well, that offensive line right there for Steubenville on that one drove Dover's defensive lineman about 3 yards deep in the end zone, so that was almost a walk-in for the running back at Steubenville. So, they just took almost 6 minutes off the clock on that drive right there, which I'm sure that's something Coach Sekos wants to do, with the explosiveness that the Dover offense has.
So the extra point attempt to come.
Caleb Westlake will be the holder, attempting the extra point, Anthony Piero.
Anthony Piero on to try the extra point. And that is no good.
Yeah. Well, that's something right there. You never know on those extra points how big they could be in the in the point of the football game. So Dover's got to look at that as a very positive thing, with Steubenville running the ball all the way down the field on them and then missing their extra point.
So the Tornadoes going to get their first opportunity here. And we'll try and get a look at their starting offensive unit here shortly.
We didn't talk a whole lot, Scott, tonight about special teams, but that's one place that Dover has excelled in all season long in just about every game. If they haven't run one back for a touchdown, they've broken one for good yardage every time to put the offense in good field position. I'm sure they could use that tonight.
They definitely need a special teams outstanding performance.
Yes, they do. I think in any part of their special teams tonight could be big for them.
Keith Johnson and Ricky Maz back deep, along with Ian Drapcho.
24, Lucas McWord, set to pick off for Big Red. Deep in the middle is number 1, Ricky Maz.
This is going to be fielded by Maz at his own 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He's going to go all the way. One man to beat at the 40, to the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Dover.
Well, just what we talked about right there, wasn't it? Now they come right out of there, right out of the gates, kick it right back to Maz, and he sees the seam, and away he goes. And there again, with Steubenville's speed, I guess just goes to show that Dover's got a little bit of speed of their own.
So the 5'9" senior gets things started for Dover. I'll tell you what, Steubenville's now going to have a ball game.
Yes, they are. I think that's one of those things. And like we said, special teams are big. And boy, Dover starts right out of the gates. So it's the first time they touch the ball, able to take it right back down the field on them. We're over here tonight on the Steubenville side, on the home side, and, jumping up and down.
Rafter on to try the extra point. And it's good. Dover's up 7-6.
You know, we didn't talk much either tonight about it, but boy, we got an excellent crowd on hand tonight too, Scott, for this regional final game.
Dover hasn't been behind much all year, and they were behind for all 12 seconds right now.
Yeah, pretty good, huh?
So the Dover Tornadoes come out, run their kickoff back for a touchdown. Ricky Maz just had it phenomenal. We're calling him the Rocket.
Exactly, and you know, he's really come on. Yeah, you know, and was the player that that I think they thought he was going to be probably the last half of the season. He really got at it, and has been just a great asset, you know, offense and special teams for the Tornadoes.
Our sideline camera is on the Steubenville side, so we apologize for all the Steubenville pictures. But
well, that's what we got to do tonight.
Right. So 6:02 to go here in the first quarter. It's 7-6 Tornadoes. As Burden and Alvin Taylor will be back deep for Steubenville. Rafter's going to kick one down the middle. Piero has it, picks it up. In trouble and taken down at the 24-yard line.
There it is. Nice play, nice solid effort there by the kickoff team from Dover. And, you know, they get to start, you know, 10, 15 yards deeper than they did the first time they had the ball.
Hunter Schneeberger with the tackle on special teams. So, boy, we no more than talk about it. It happens now. The Tornadoes have got to keep the momentum.
That's it. They got to get a stop here. It'd be great for them to get a stop here on defense that let their offense get on the football field.
Wiggins in motion. Macon's going to sweep around the right side. Shilowski had a hold of him. Zach Lang in there as well, and they hold him for a short gain on first down.
Well, like we said, the key to it is you got to get 3 down so they don't get that 10 yards. Get them to punt one time and get this defense off the field a little bit.
Even when you think Macon doesn't make much progress, he still gets 3 or 4 yards.
Yes, he does. He looks like, you know, definitely looks like the player that he's touted out to be.
So it'll be 2nd down and 6 after the gain of 4. 5:22 to go here on the Dover Dental Group scoreboard. The handoff to Burden, gets to the outside, cuts it back in. He's going to have the first down and more before Ian Drapshow punishes him out of bounds.
Yeah, Drapshow had a couple nice hits last week, and he came back with a good one right there. You know, sometimes those are good hits to have, just so you know, that running back then every once in a while starts looking sideways instead of straight ahead, just seeing who's going to hit him. Again, though, Dover so far has not been able to stop this offense of Steubenville's, and basically Steubenville hadn't put the ball in the air only, but I believe 1 time so far.
Yeah, they got an offensive line right now that's controlling the line of scrimmage. That time it was Piero across the 40 out to maybe the 41-yard line for a couple of yards. You're right, though. The big key is the Tornadoes have got to get a couple of stops.
Yeah, you know, you start ending up with your defense, you know what I mean, playing the whole first quarter. It's just going to wear them down a little bit for the rest of the time. And the thing about them is, too, you got 4 or 5 kids on that defense that do go on offense. You get tired chasing kids around all the time.
Macon's going to take it himself. Big hole. Found a little room to run out to about the 45-yard line for a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd down and 4.
It's like we got one down on the field.
That is Macon, and
that is Macon.
He missed a couple of games earlier this season, and boy, that could change the complexion of this game.
That could change it big right here. If you know, I'm sure he's going to have to come out this play anyway, and
they've got 3 or 4 other players that work as backups, so it's not like they don't have others that are talented.
Right, and what you know too, if you go through and look at their schedule, they did play a very difficult schedule this year, but I'm sure that they had some games where you know, they were able to get those backups in every once in a while.
Anthony Piero is warming up, and boy, you don't want to see a kid like Macon get hurt. He signed with Central Michigan. a lot of schools that have looked at him, and hopefully it will not be too significant. And it looks like he's going to be able to walk off.
Looks like it's either his knee or ankle maybe got a little bit. He's running off the field. I wouldn't think he'll be out too long.
Back. That had to be a hold your breath moment for Reno Sakash. So 3rd down and 4. Anthony Piero under center. They'll triple stack. Piero's going to take it himself, falls down back at the 40-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down, and Steubenville is going to have to kick the football away.
That right there was a big play.
That was the best defensive play Dover's had.
Well, that's a play right there that just was a big, huge lift for Dover to get their defense off the field and be able to get this offense on and see what they can do with it.
Well, the last time these two teams played, 2006 in this type of game, I believe that the Dover Tornadoes fell behind 17-0 early. As got a shot on the sideline there. Macon's getting his ankle taped. Naz is going to reach over his head. Dangerous catch. He's got it at the 25, the 30, out to the 35-yard line. So maybe if we get a chance here, we can run down the Dover offense, as there have been some changes along the offensive line. Quarterback remains Marcus Mammarello. The wideouts, Eric Abiel, Ricky Maz, Colton Zahner, and Ian Drapcho, along with Ian Murphy. Along the line, Jason Orr and Cody Gordon. Then Cameron Casimir moves back to the center spot. Danny Jandervan, who's filled in for Casimir because of injury, moves back to his regular spot at tackle. And Alex Abiel is the guard.
Yeah, Casimir's been out, Scott, over half the year, and nice to be able to get him back because I knew they counted on him all year long. And with that knee injury he had, he just worked hard at it and got back in. And then it puts Jandervan back to where he feels comfortable out there.
Shaq Pettaway, the linebacker, one of the key players for the Steubenville Big Red at linebacker, as Mammarella takes the snap, takes it straight ahead. Got a couple of yards. So let's run down the Steubenville Big Red defensive unit. As you can see, some big fellas up front. Elder, Banks, Duvall, Gary, Burden, Pettaway. Luke is out of the game right now, and Willis, Piero, Willis, and Meyer.
Well, they go here with not very big guys up front and a lot of speed with the Steubenville defense.
2nd down and 8 out of the shotgun. The handoff straight ahead. And Brandon Murtaugh will carry it out to about the 40-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Good way to get this Dover offense started with a couple runs. Got 5 yards to go. You know, now you're in a situation where you could either run it with the offense they have, or they could throw it out to one of the wide receivers and let them pick up the 5. So Steubenville's going to have to be on their toes on this defensive line.
Abiel and Maz way out to the left side. Shotgun snap, fumbled away. Mammarella's going to have to fall on it. And that's an unfortunate play there for the Tornadoes. They're going to have to punt the football.
Yes, they are. That's one of those things where you saw Steubenville's defensive front just jumping around. And, you know, when you get a guy that's been out like Casimir has, every once in a while, you know, I'm sure he's got a few butterflies with him and just kind of snapped it a little high for Marcus.
Logan Maholm will kick it away for the Tornadoes. Marcus Prather to return it for the Big Red. And Maholm off the side of his foot. Not going to be a very good kick. Takes a Big Red bounce before the Tornadoes able to trap it at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that wasn't much there, Scott. I think that was about I don't know, maybe a 10-yard punt right there, and that's not something that Coach If was wanting on that one.
Well, great field position here for the Big Red as Dwight Macon returns at quarterback after getting his ankle taped after being injured in the last series. The handoff to Piero. Shaloski had him, brought him down.
Good job. Just a little stretch play to the right there by Steubenville. Was able to pick up about 4 yards on that play.
Minute to go here, first quarter. Dover leading at 7-6. Thanks to a missed extra point by the Big Red. They scored first, the Big Red did, but missed the extra point. Dover came right back with a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Ricky Maz. Out of the eye, the handoff to the first man through Piero. Got a couple of yards maybe.
Nice job right there by the Tornado lineman to stay at home, because that was just a little bit of a trap play by the Big Red, and picked up about a yard or two on that one. So that was a nice job by Dover's defense.
So it'll be 3rd down and 6. Steubenville would not have to run a play here if they didn't want to, as we're inside the window here in the first quarter.
Well, so far this first quarter has been a pretty well played ball game too, Scott. Not many no penalties.
Steubenville, no big rush. They do get it snapped in time.
Now, as soon as I say that, we got our first flag of the game. I think what they might have had was motion on Steubenville as they were gone toward the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped.
So the false start will be a 5-yarder. And that may change the play call for the Big Red here, as it is 3rd down.
Yeah, because now you're going to end up with about a 3rd and 10. So I would think that they may have to put the ball in the air on this one.
Give the Dover defense some credit here. They got stuck with some bad field position. So basically you have an untimed down here. The Steubenville will get a chance to finish this play, as the quarter will not end on a penalty.
Well, we do have about 3rd and 11 here, so this is the first time that Steubenville's been in any position like this on 3rd down.
You got to think it's probably 2-down territory anyway. So mainly not much sense in punting in this situation if you don't make it on 3rd down. Macon rolling to his left. Gets some room. He's got a man out there and overthrown. So the Big Red went for the big play.
That was a good job right there by Dover's defense, because I'm not sure. I think it was, might have been Maz out there that kind of got beaten a little bit on the out and up, and he was able to, when Macon stepped up in there to throw it, he put so much air under the ball that Maz was able to get his feet underneath him, get turned to be able to play good defense on that.
So that is the end of the first quarter. Dover leads it 7-6 over the Steubenville Big Red. Back with more exciting football action in a moment. Stay with us right here on Big Time Sports. It's 4th down and 11 as we begin the second quarter. The Big Red will go for it, and can't say I'm really too surprised here. See what the Tornadoes can come up with defensively, as they've got 7 in the defensive backfield. Across the middle, incomplete,
intercepted.
And intercepted
by Maz.
And Maz brings it back to the 24-yard line.
Boy, Macon had some zip on that ball right there, and he had his receiver turned around, just put it over his left shoulder too much, couldn't get a hold of it. Maz was standing right there to make an interception on that.
He had a big interception last week. That was a Domino's Pizza big play, and he intercepted the ball down around the goal line last week on Northwest 2nd Drive, and they were able to head it back the other way about 65, 70 yards.
Yes, he did. He played a nice play on that.
So it is 1st down and 10 for the Dover Tornadoes, as Marcus Mammarella leads his team back out on the field. The handoff to Keith Johnson. I'll tell you what, these kids for Dover, Murtaugh and Johnson, they have really provided a toughness with running that football.
Yes, they have. And that right there, you just saw that Johnson made the first guy miss, and that was just out of some good heart and good hard running right there. And that's what Dover's going to have tonight to be able to, contain the football on offense a little bit.
You know, if the Tornadoes can keep up what they've been doing here, I think Steubenville's going to realize, hey, this isn't going to be the pushover we thought it might have been. I'm sure they go into every game with that attitude. Mammarella's going to take it himself. Slips one tackle across the 30 out to the 32-yard line.
nice job like that by Marcus, just keeping his feet moving and picking up that extra 3 or 4 yards because he was hit in the backfield. But just like you said, Scott, going back to that the schedule, and that's, I think, why Steubenville is Steubenville. If you look at the schedule that they play, they've got Massillon on the schedule. They've got Poland Seminary on the schedule. You know what I mean? People that are in the playoffs usually year in and year out also.
They played people from 3 or 4 different states. As we have 3rd down and 2. Mammarella is going to take it himself, and he's going to get stood up and be short. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Might even have lost a little bit, but that'll bring up 4th down.
It looks like Tornadoes are going to have to punt this one away, I would think, just because, you can't put Steubenville in that situation either where they have a short field if you don't make it. So, yeah, they're coming out. The key to it now is just Mahalam getting off a good punt and giving that Dover defense. But that did help a little bit right there, giving Dover's defense a little bit of a break.
So Logan Mahalam back on to punt it away. Marcus Prather back deep for the Steubenville Big Red at his own 35-yard line. Good snap. This time a better kick. Prather all the way back to his own 21-yard line. In trouble, but gets to the sideline, and Keith Johnson there to make the stop.
That's a smart move right there by one of Steubenville's downfield blockers, because he just almost had a big shot at the clip right there, blocking the back, and he laid off there and gave Steubenville some good field position.
So the Big Red will have it. 1st down and 10 at their own 33. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the Big Jim's Burgers and More halftime report. We'll also have the Lavender Bridal Dover Band Show. So we're anxious to bring that to you as well. As Steubenville with 5 wides. Showing a little screen to the outside. Wiggins has got it. Good yardage, and Drepcho pushes him out of bounds around midfield. A little bit different formation. I think the Dover defenders were a little bit confused by that.
Yes, they were, since they had all 5 over here, and just threw a little screen pass over and let them go, and their athletic ability showed right there.
So a quick 1st down, and the ball right at midfield. Steubenville trailing 7-6 as Dover on top. Macon still has it, looks long. Dover's got good coverage, overthrown again. As Ian Drepcho had Piero downfield, but Piero had a step, and Macon just overthrew him.
Yes, he did, making it in. It's kind of tough to see up here because we're so high up, but it just seems like he throws that he could throw that ball so far, but boy, it seems like he puts a lot of air under it, and that's twice now tonight that it's given Dover a chance to make a play when they were beat.
Let's hope his gyroscope remains off kilter just a little bit. Under center this time. The handoff to Burden. Burden with a nice move. Bates, though, rides him to the ground at about the 41-yard line.
Nice pickup, nice offensive line blocking that time by the Big Red. And, it just seems like that's something that doesn't look like there's a hole there. But when that back runs through it, they seem like to pick up 4 or 5 every time.
They do a nice job of ball handling. You just never know who's going to end up with it or where they're going to go with it. And that is a real challenge to try and defend. 3rd down and 1, straight ahead is JoJo Piero. And he has got the 1st down at about the 38-yard line.
First down, Big Red, ball inside the opponent. 38-yard line.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Big Red with 8:41 to go here in the 2nd quarter. And the Big Red on the Dover side of the football, or Dover side of the football field. Handoff straight ahead. Piero again. And pushes the pile forward. Tyler Hawk had him, along with Andrew Bates again. And has there been a play where we haven't talked about Andrew Bates?
No, he's been in, it seems like tonight, Scott, on every play we've had on Dover's defense, that he's either making a play or mopping up.
You know, it's got to be nice to have a team like Steubenville where you can just run kids in and out at will, and everybody's got about an equal skill level.
Yes, it is. It's just, you know, their skill, I'm sure they go 6, 7, 8 deep in their skill positions.
So we've got a timeout, Steubenville here with 7:47 to go. I think they saw something they didn't like. It looked like Reno Sakash was trying to communicate with the offensive unit, and something wasn't right, something they didn't like.
Right there. Getting back to that, though, Scott, what you said, you know, at the beginning of the year, Piero was like their third or fourth tailback. And, you know, the top two got hurt during the year, and he just stepped in there and didn't lose his job after that. Let those two guys go play defense. So, you know, when like you said, though, when you got a program, and Dover's the same way. You may not maybe as many numbers, but they're the same way that, you know, they get somebody to go down. They seem like they always find somebody to step right in and take their place.
Hey, stop in and see our good friend Bill McElvain at Miller Insurance. They're located at 599 Monroe Street across from the Y in Dover. They like to establish a partnership between their customer, the insurance company, and their agency, and they also strive to provide a sound insurance program that's both responsive and cost-effective. It's opportunities like their extended business hours on Mondays and Thursdays until 6 p.m. that sets their service apart. Call Miller & Miller at 330-364-6641 to have an insurance specialist review your current program. Second down, backside screen. Trouble for the Tornadoes, the cut inside, and a nice catch and run by Shaq Petaway.
Got a flag on the play there, Scott, here. It could be a hold, I think, just by looking at it on
but they'll get the first down, and it'll be marked off.
It looks like it was possibly, let me see here who that penalty could have been on. I think it was on number 64 that time, it looked like. That would have been Willie Pruitt. So he was holding his hands on his head, so that wasn't what he wanted to do, I don't think.
Well, the good news for Steubenville is they got the first down. So they had the first down. They mark off the penalty. So the football rests at the 23-yard line of the Tornadoes.
So far, Steubenville's run 2 or 3 screens that have been very effective against the Tornado defense.
Piero in the backfield along with Macon. He'll take it out of the shotgun, takes it himself. The spin move and not much there, as looked like Chance Shalosky got him by the ankles. Tyler Hawk finished him up. Tornadoes could really use another stop.
Yes, they could right here. They've been, like we said, we've talked about it all night long, but they've sure been on defense a lot here this first half.
Second down and 9. Steubenville has really been able to move the ball up and down the field, but Dover's held when it's counted. Macon. Motion went to the left. He came back to the right. And Justin Roth making the tackle. It'll be third down.
Nice job that time by Dover's defense just to stay at home and play the line of scrimmage. And, you know, he picked up about 4 yards on that, but that was just a good job by Dover.
So Big Red with a big third down, 3rd and 4 at the Dover 17. Out of the eye. Wiggins in motion to the right side. The handoff straight ahead to Piero. And looks like he might just be a little bit short at about the 15-yard line.
He is going to be short by about 1.5 yards here probably.
So that brings up 4th down, and I'm going to guess they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, I think they'll go back into their stack eye here and probably try to run it right up in there, which they've done so far successfully. So see what happened. Jan Durbin was coming in as a goal line stand, then they pulled him back out. So
yeah, Reno Sakash has seen this before. He's 282-48 at Steubenville.
Not a bad record, huh?
That's a pretty good career mark. That's 3 pretty good career marks. 4th down and 2. And a timeout, Steubenville.
There again, I don't think Coach Sakash saw what he didn't like the offensive play that was called.
That is their last timeout. So they call it with 5:26 to go here in the first half. It's a little bit unusual to see a team use up that many timeouts this quickly.
Yes, it is. But on this one here, I think he saw that, you know, he's down 7-6, and he's been down in here a few times, and he wants to try to get that first down so he can get a score here.
Well, in fourth down conversions, opponents are at about 35% against the Tornadoes. They're 12 of 34.
Well, that's pretty good. So,
thanks to Sean Lobel, our good friend, Dover statistician, Dover Stat crew, for providing us with stats.
yeah, they
here.
do a great job just all the way around in the total program over at Dover.
We appreciate Sean's help, so thank you much. As it is fourth down and 2. The Big Red at the Dover 15-yard line. You know, when you've got a versatile athlete like Macon, you can pretty much do whatever you like, whether you want to try and roll them out, whether you want to try a quarterback draw or stack eye like they're doing right now. Piero straight ahead, and he is going to spin for the first down. Second effort, I think, is going to get them another set of downs.
He was hit about a yard short, but like you said, when he made that spin, he was able to get away. Looked like probably to pick up that first down.
And as you might expect, Justin Roth and Brandon Murtaugh at the bottom of the pile.
Big first down right there for Big Red as they keep those chains moving and keep Dover's defense on the field.
So first and 10 at the 12-yard line. Shaq Petaway now at the fullback spot. Piero at the top, at the tailback spot. The handoff, Piero straight ahead. Just keeps rolling right over that pile down to the 6-yard line.
Well, they run right in there. They hit. They're just coached so well that they know as soon as they get that first contact, they got to make a spin off of it. And it just picked them up a first down, and it just picked them up about 4 more yards after for Piero on that one.
So second down and about 4 after the gain of 6. That triple stack in the backfield has been pretty effective. Macon rolling to his left. Petaway is out there. He drops the football at the 4. That was a walk-in touchdown.
That was a walk-in touchdown as he kind of put that foot upfield before he caught the football and just went right through his hands. And again, just the way Macon throws that football, you know, he zips it right out there. So you got to keep your eye on that ball all the time to catch his.
Now, this is why they play the games. You know, you can't really predict what's going to happen. And it's now third down and a long 4 for the Big Red. Straight ahead, Piero is going to be stopped a little bit short at about the 3-yard line, maybe the 4.
Nice job right there by Tyler Hawk. He come around his block and was able to get him from behind and pull him backwards.
You can't ask for more of an effort than what Dover has done the last 2 times on fourth down.
Well, here's a real big fourth down for you.
Yeah, this one, the Tornadoes, crunch time. Big Red's got to go with whatever they call here because there is no timeout. And now suddenly we have an equipment problem. So the Big Red with the I formation, 4th down and 2 at the Dover 5. The handoff, Piero straight ahead, and boy, is it going to be close.
This
is going to
be close right here. Depends on the left foot or the right foot from the official.
You know what? I don't think he got it. I think he's short.
This went right there.
If it's spotted at the 3-yard line, I think he's short.
So.
Oh boy, that is going to be really close.
Yes,
down around the 2-yard line, might have got it.
No, that was that. If he did, it was from the left foot spot, not the right foot spot. Oh, looks like he was short. It's going to be Dover's
Dover
football.
holds, and they'll get the football back.
Big defensive stand by the Tornadoes right there. If nothing else, if they've got 3:35 on the clock, get it out. And so don't give Big Red the chance to get the football back. And Go in at halftime leading 7-6 if nothing else.
Well, the Tornadoes, if they can get a first down, they can run out the clock because Steubenville cannot.
Have they had one yet this half? I do not think that they've had a first down.
They may not have, and they really could use one here. Stuck deep in their own territory, and really here's where you worry about those turnovers. And we have a timeout, Tornadoes, with 3:33 to go here in the first half. Don't forget, we'll have the Big Jim's Burgers and More halftime report. We'll also have the Lavender Bridal Dover Band Show. So that's all coming up. Also, can't forget about Gary's Italian Market and Deli at 810 North Tuscarawas Avenue in Dover. And I'll tell you what, you want some great spaghetti sauce, try is Better Than Mom's spaghetti sauce. It's the best you've ever had, and Mellotone says it's not spaghetti without Better Than Mom's sauce. So you got to stop in, get that at Gary's Italian Market and Deli at 810 Tuscarawas Avenue in Dover.
Well, you know, you look at it, who else would know how good food was except for Mr. Charlie Jones?
But that doesn't sit very well at home when he says that, though.
Well, he probably lets Big at home with Smoochie and just lets her.
It doesn't say Better Than Smoochie's, it just says Better Than Mom's. So the Tornadoes have it. First down and 10 at their own 2-yard line. The handoff to Johnson, and he's still spinning out to about the 5-yard line. That's exactly what they need to do.
Yes, nice effort by Johnson right there, as he was hit at on the line of scrimmage and was able to spin also and pick up about 2 yards after the first contact. Like we said, Scott, you're in a position like this. First down's going to be huge. You know, it's going to be tough right here to maybe run it down the field on Steubenville with 3 minutes to go.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7. Quick pass, little screen out to Ricky Maz, and Maz squirts through a little bit. Shaq Petaway made the stop out around the 9-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and about 3.
Well, that's one of those things when you talk about speed and defense. You know, Dover a lot of times doesn't play the speed that they have against Steubenville on defense, and a lot of times we've seen it, big plays on that pass play right there.
So the 5 wide. See if they're going to open it up for Marcus Mammarella, maybe for quarterback draw here, or their favorite little patented slip screen. And Mammarella, the draw play, he's going to be short at about the 11-yard line.
Well, right there, you're going to be short about a yard and a half, so they're probably going to have to punt the football away and go defense again. But, you know, you're in a situation here. Let that clock run down before you have to punt it. You know, you might even be in a situation, too, that go ahead, since it's nice here at Fawcett, you've got the clocks on each side of the each corner of the end zone. You can see what you got. So I'm sure Coach Shift has possibly practiced that a little bit.
About 10 seconds remaining on the play clock. Mahalam's kick needs to get a big bounce, and will.
It does. Nice job by Mahalam right there. Kicked it low. Was not able to let Steubenville return the football on there. Let some time run up the clock, so you get about 1:22 here to play some defense and go in at halftime.
About a 49-yard punt. So that'll put Steubenville back at their own 40-yard line with 1:22 to go. And we've seen Macon try to air it out a couple of times, and he's overthrown some receivers that were open, and he had a drop pass that was a sure touchdown.
Yes, it was. And, you know he's got the arm to throw it deep, so Dover's just not going to let anything get behind him here, which they've been beaten a couple times and been able to recover. So we'll see what Steubenville does here, thinking they got pretty good field position to take it down the field.
Macon's going to drop back. Throws it to the outside, and not much there. As Jordan Meyer makes the catch, but he's on his knees. That will kill the play. Clock rolling down to around the 1-minute mark on the Dover Dental Group scoreboard.
Well, they got their speedsters out there, took their tight end out and put another wide out in.
Dover's dropping 8 into the patterns, trying to flood the field. And Wiggins incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. So Dover's doing a good job trying to keep everything in front of them, and that's what they've got to do right now with under a minute to go here in the half.
Yes, they are. They're doing what they're doing right now, playing. It's not really a prevent defense, but they're pretty much playing quarters where they got 4 guys basically deep on everything, so they can play that zone, and somebody crosses the middle on them. They've already got a defender right there.
So Dwight Macon dropping back, rolling to his left. Looks across the middle, and it's going to be a 1st down as the catch is made there by Caleb Westlake.
That's all right for Dover right there. I know they gave up a 1st down on that, but they kept everything in front of them and was able to.
And on 1st down, they just spiked the football to stop the clock with 42 seconds to go. So Steubenville, well coached, trying to milk the clock here, trying to get as many plays as possible.
Just under 2 minutes to go in the first half down in the Central Ohio area, Division 3.
So Macon looks to the sideline. Gets the play, ready to go out of the shotgun. Looks to the outside, got a man there. Wiggins has it at the 20. Got to pass Mamarella, but Mamarella recovers, and they're going to call him down at the 11-yard line before the fumble.
Nice job by Wiggins right there as he just kind of jogged off the line of scrimmage, not thinking that, lulling the Dover defenders asleep a little bit, and then he kind of took off and Macon hit him.
You know, you always worry about a play like that where you think they're going to spike the ball. You always worry about that famous Bernie Kosar call with the Miami Dolphins.
They fake that one and throw it up over the top. Well, Dover's played well enough here, defensively. If they could just hold them out of the end zone here before halftime, they got to feel pretty good about themselves.
That's going to be a tall order here with 29 seconds to go. 2nd down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Macon rolling to the left. He's got a man out there. Wiggins can't hang on to it. It's incomplete.
That was just on his fingertips right there. That would have been a heck of a catch by Wiggins if he would have made that play. But again, it only took about 6 seconds off the clock at that, and gives Big Red another chance to line up.
Dover probably wishes they would have managed the clock just a little bit better and took a few more seconds off on that last drive. So 3rd down and 10. Macon drops back, looks to the outside. Dominic Gary, the tight end, has it down to near the 2-yard line.
Now you're in a situation here with 20 seconds and no timeouts. Don't be surprised Macon tries to run one in since you but you got a 4th down right here, I believe. So you're going to have to pick up the 1st down if you don't get a touchdown.
So a huge play for the Dover Tornadoes again. Defensively, they have done very well. They're going to bring some size in along the front line here to try and stop Steubenville. See if they go in a quick count here. They will. Macon on the option. He's going to take it in.
Okay, just took it in there for that score, just on a little bit quarterback sweep, 12-7. I would think now that Big Red probably will go for 2 on this to try to make it a 1-touchdown football game.
So a big momentum play there for the Steubenville Big Red as they score here right before the half, and that is not the way Dan Ift wanted to go into the locker room.
No, not playing the first half that he just played, and again his defense on the field just about probably more than 80% of the time here this first half. Not a good sign for the Tornadoes.
Macon's going to take it himself. He's got the easy 2-point conversion, and that makes it 14-7.
Well, that was just a nice thing. They just allowed everybody going to the right, and then Macon just cut it back to the left with the lead blocker and was able to just walk in the end zone.
Well, Dover's best offense has been their special teams.
Well,
so they're going to get one more chance here.
I would think they'll get a chance. I couldn't think, though, that I wouldn't think, though, that Dover would, or that Steubenville would kick it deep.
So the Big Red scores a big touchdown right before the half. And now the Dover Tornadoes will at least get a chance to return the kickoff, we think. Dover, of course, has the return trio of Johnson, Maz, and Drapcho back deep.
Well, they got good speed, you know, in 2 of the 3 of them, and Johnson can hold his own. So, but like I said, I wouldn't hardly think that Steubenville would really kick it deep here to him. I think I saw Coach Suckosh out there kind of giving some orders to that kickoff team.
They're going to scuff it down the middle of the field. Drapcho's going to take it this time. Drapcho's got some running room. Cuts it back to the middle of the field at the 50, to the outside. Spin move to the 40-yard line. And I don't think Dover's quite going to have enough time. If they got a quick out, Rafter does have a foot that he could go from 40 yards or so.
He could kick a 40-yarder if they could pick up probably about, they'd need probably about 20 yards on this play right here, and I'm not sure they've got a 20-yard pass play that and get the ball down in 7 seconds.
So the Tornadoes have a couple of timeouts left. They could stop the clock very quickly. But I think they're more likely to take one and maybe toss it into the end zone and see what they can come up with.
I would think, but I would certainly think Steubenville's just going to play deep on them and let them go.
And Marcus Mammarella is down back at the 46-yard line.
I think he got hit right there in the ribs and on that shoulder, so that put him down pretty quick. We'll see.
Shaq Petaway, their outstanding linebacker for the Big Red, had a free shot at Mammarella, and that's the one thing they worried about with the offensive line was the quickness in trying to deal with the Big Red defenders. And if there's one player the Tornadoes cannot afford to lose, it is Marcus Mammarella.
Yes, he needs to play. As you can see right now this week, he's been playing both sides of the football, which he hasn't done, probably for the last 3 or 4 games. He's been able to just focus on the offensive side, and they've taken him off on defense until up till tonight, or in special situations. So I don't know if Marcus might just got a wind knocked out of him possibly.
Well, he took a shot. And from all accounts, from all of our research, Shaq Petaway is probably one of the pound for pound toughest defenders that the Big Red has.
Yes, he is. And I think, and the thing about it is, if you'd have seen it, Petaway was coming off the edge that Marcus was throwing the ball back to the left, so it gave him a huge shot at Marcus's whole body.
That left side of the line protecting the blind side. That time it wasn't a blind side, but certainly concern. And I think Dover taking the time out there in hopes that Mammarella can recover and they can bring him back out.
Oh, either that or you just go ahead and throw Swinderman in, and he can throw the ball 45, 50 yards and go ahead and let him whip it down the field. But again, I know that Steubenville's defense is thinking the same thing. So somehow, some way, they're going to get a blitz package together.
So 3 seconds to go here in the quarter. And we'll go to the half. We'll have the Lavender Bridal Band Show coming up here shortly.
Yep, they brought Swinderman in here, so they're going to see. We'll see whether he'll just go up and take a knee or if he's going to go ahead and,
at this point,
let it go.
It's kind of tough to come in right off the bench.
Yes, it is. And with Steubenville's secondary back at about the 20-yard line, they're not going to give anything up behind them.
Know that you may have to take a shot. And he took a shot. Ball's down there, intercepted, and that will be the half. So Swinderman came in, one play, took a shot, threw an interception, and we are at halftime. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with the Lavender Bridal halftime show in a moment. Steubenville Big Red leading the Dover Tornadoes 14-7 at the half. Stay with us here on Big Time Sports. The Dover Tornado Marching Band ready to take the field here, and that is going to be our Lavender Bridal. halftime show. We're certainly glad Karen Stokey's been with us all season, the fine folks at Lavender Bridal. Let's go down to the field and take a listen to Dover High School Marching Tornadoes.
Marching Tornadoes represents Division III Regional Championship halftime show with this 1976 hit by the Spinners. Here is Rubber Band Man.
That's the Lavender Bridal halftime show brought to you by Lavender Bridal, good folks Karen Stokey and her staff. We will come back. We'll have our Big Jim's Burgers and More stat report in a moment. That's all coming up, so stay with us. At the half, Steubenville leads Dover 14-7. We'll be back with more in a moment right here on Big Time Sports. Steubenville taking the lead right before the half, 14-7 over the Dover Tornadoes. It's time now for the Big Jim's Burgers and More halftime report. And boy, the news, at least offensively for the Tornadoes, has not been good, Chuck, as we begin to take a look at the stats from the first half.
No, it hasn't. Like we said, I suppose 80% of the night Dover had to spend on defense in that first half, and you can see that by the stats as Dover only rushed the ball 8 times and only gained 5 yards on that. And passing, they were 1 of 3 for 4 yards. Total yards, 9 for the Tornadoes. They're not used to that. They did have 1 turnover, and they did not get a first down in the first half. On the other side of the ledger, though, you got the Big Red, who again dominated offensively, statistics and time of possession. 27 attempts rushing, 92 yards, 8 of 16 passing for 126 yards, for a total of 218 yards in offense. But Scott, it's still a 14-7 ball game, and Ricky Maz took that kickoff back and put Dover up 7-6 for most of the half.
Well, Ian Dropcho had a good kickoff return there at the end of the half,
yes, he
too.
Did.
So there is a weakness there. And that has been the Big Jim's Burgers and More halftime report. Certainly glad to have Big Jim's Burgers and More along with us all season long. And we appreciate Big Jim. Stop in, have a hamburger, get some ice cream. A great place to go on the south side of New Philadelphia. We also want to tell you, don't forget about Miller & Miller Insurance and our good friend Bill McIlvain, a Tornado great from days gone by. He's located at 599 Monroe Street across from the YMCA in Dover. Miller & Miller's primary objective is to establish a partnership between their customer, the insurance company, and their agency. They strive to provide a sound insurance program that's both responsive and cost-effective. Call Miller & Miller at 330-364-6641 to have an insurance specialist review your current program. The kickoff taken by the Tornadoes. It's Strapcho out to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, and that's where Strapcho will go down, and the Dover Tornadoes will take over.
Well, another good return right there for Dover on their special teams, and let's just see if they can get something going offensively.
Looks like Marcus Mammarello will come back out to begin this second half, and that certainly is good news for the Tornadoes.
Well, you know, they started out every series kind of running the football in the first half here. They might have to, second half, kind of change up here a little bit and see if they can get some offense going.
Well, they've gone to the 5 wides. It really doesn't give much of an opportunity on offense other than pass the ball or quarterback draw with Marcus. So he'll roll to the right side. Penalty flag down. We've got a penalty on the offensive line of the Tornadoes.
Yeah,
so
looks like there's going to be a hold there on the outside. I think that was
a little bit of the problem last week against Northwest. The offensive line struggled a bit at times.
Yeah, it looked like Kyle Irvin just got held up as Marcus was trying to roll out a little bit, and I think that's going to be a key to them too, that they know with the defense that Steubenville has, that Marcus can't just sit back there in the pocket and look around to throw the football. He's going to have to move around that pocket a little bit.
Yeah, this is a little bit different than the ECOL schedule the Tornadoes play.
Just a little bit, I think, here. Just match up athlete to athlete. I think Steubenville's got a few more.
First down and 24 for the Tornadoes. Not the way you want to start the second half. Out of the shotgun, Mammarella with the 5 wides. Looks a little screen out there to Ricky Maz. Looked away from it and drops it. And that'll bring up second down and 24.
Well, that's the first thing you got to do is catch that football before you take off running with it. And again, in the situation they're in with second and 24, that's not helping the cause a whole lot.
So the Tornadoes received the kick to open the second half. And offensively, they have struggled. There is no other word for it. Simply have not gotten anything going. And Mammarella out of the shotgun, takes the snap this time, looks to run it himself. He's not going to get anywhere as the Big Red defenders
I'll tell you what, Scott,
drop him.
Just so impressed with that defensive front of Steubenville. You know, they're not very big. You know, you look at their offensive line, they got some size on that. But if you look at that defensive front for Steubenville, I'm not sure they got very many guys over 200 pounds on that, and they are so quick.
Shaq Petaway making the stop there, and he leveled Mammarella right before the end of the half. And, you know, he's a player.
Yes, he is.
Third down and 24. I'm not sure what the Tornadoes are going to dial up here, but they're going to stay with the 5 wides. Mammarella rolling to his left. Needs to throw it across the middle of the field and does, and it's incomplete. So not only do the Tornadoes fail to make the first down, but they didn't even burn much time on the clock.
No, they didn't. When you go to that passing game, you don't take too much time off the clock, but you got to give Steubenville credit on that. They did a nice job defensively in that series, and that's going to put Mulholland back in punt formation.
He'll kick it away. It'll be Caleb Westlake back to return kicks this time around for the Steubenville Big Red. Mulholland, nice job fielding the pass from center. Westlake hangs on to it, and a nice tackle made there by the Tornadoes. Dalton Ryan got down there, good coverage. And unfortunately, again, good field position for the Big Red.
Yes, they are. They're going to start here in another short field for them.
Big Red has just shown so many different formations offensively and so many different motion techniques and just everything going on all at the same time. And
it's really something too. As you see, they go away from their motion man quite a bit also.
Macon's going to take it himself to the left side. Good tackle there by Colton Zahner. Keith Johnson slowed him up a little bit. That play could have gone for big yardage because there were not a lot of defenders on the short side of the field.
Again, like you said, they just run so many different formations and so many people touch the ball for them. You know, it's hard just to key on one or two guys.
14-7, the Big Red leading the Dover Tornadoes. Straight ahead, JoJo Piro to the 45-yard line. That'll bring up third down and short. And boy, they have so many options when it's third down and short.
Oh,
with
they
their
do.
offense.
Yes, they do. They can just line it up and go straight at you. They could take. They can go ahead and take Macon and run him off the edge. And if nothing else, they can play around and run a reverse on you for big yardage. You know, you got to give Dover a lot of credit here. Their defense is, you know, they're hanging tough.
The power eye, Pirro has the first down and a little bit more at about the 43-yard line. Tornadoes have to be real careful right here that the Big Red doesn't run away and hide here early in the second half.
Right. That could be. They take some time off the clock, get down there, get another score, and you know, not taking anything away from Dover's offense, but you got to give it more or less to the Big Red defense. They just don't have it tonight so far.
So first down and 10 for the Big Red. Out of the shotgun is Dwight Macon. He'll roll to the right side under pressure. The screen pass back to the opposite side. And Sage Kutri will pick up a decent yardage.
You know, that's about the fourth screen they've run tonight, and each one of them has got them good, you know, good yardage on it, and they've run different screens, and it seems like they're running a lot of things away from their motion, just like I said.
Macon's got a great arm. He just hasn't had to show it much so far.
No,
tonight.
he's thrown a couple deep ones, but other than that, they've just been little outs and screen passes.
Power eye here on second down and 4. The handoff, and not much there as Pirro is just met by Brandon Murtaugh. And Justin Roth also helping him clean up there. And it will be third down and 4. No gain on the play.
Be a big third down here for the Tornadoes. They get themselves a stop here, although, you know, with the situation they're in, it's probably 2 down territory for Big Reds, but Dover just needs to stop here, and they got to get their offense somehow, some way out on this field.
So third down. In motion is Wiggins to the right side. Macon rolls back to his left. He's got a man wide open. And that is Petaway that's knocked out of bounds by Drepcho. And that was a very nice play. And I'll tell you what, Macon, his ability to fake with the football in the backfield is just outstanding.
And you said it. You know, we watched it here 2 or 3 times tonight that if you don't watch him, you know, you don't really know whether he's handed the ball off or if he's still got it. And he did the same thing on that one right there, that he had Dover's defensive line gone to the left, and then he comes back and throws the ball back to the left.
So first down and 10 for the Big Red at the Dover 22-yard line. And it looks like we're going to get a 5-yarder against the Big Red.
They've run that play a couple times tonight and have motion both times on their on somebody, I think.
Yeah,
on
their
the
motion man
offensive
just
line.
seems like they, I don't know if they consider that stepping toward the line of scrimmage or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, what you could be. You can't lean toward that line of scrimmage for that ball snap.
So it will be first down and 15. Also want to thank our good buddy Jay Yonders for helping us out with stats tonight.
Oh, he's loving this place.
First down and 15. Wiggins in motion. Macon takes it himself. A nice gain inside the 20. Page hanging on to his legs. And down to around the 17-yard line, where they had a gain of about 10. It'll be second down and 5.
Macon does, you know, he does so nice of a job too, being patient with the run, and he just needs a little bit of a seam that he can pick up a few yards real quick.
You know, over the years, the Steubenville Big Red has really been the menace and nemesis of the Dover Tornadoes. They just really have a difficult time getting past Steubenville, and I think everybody thought, and it still might be, the Tornadoes' year to maybe advance beyond the regional finals.
Yes. But I think also, too, the coach is probably over there scratching his head a little bit, just wondering why he can't get this offense he's got on track.
Well, Steubenville has some athletes today I think can take a few things away from you. The handoff to Wiggins. A missed tackle, and then some help from the linebacking core and the safeties as Marcus Mammarella helped making that tackle. And it will be third down.
I'd have to say, Scott, I can't ever remember, even coaching or being here on TV, seeing Dover's offense, not being successful somehow, some way. And Steubenville has definitely taken that away from them tonight.
Here we go with third down and 2 at the Dover 14-yard line. The handoff to Pirro. He's got plenty, and down to the 10-yard line. The chains will move again.
Pirro's only 5'9", 170, but boy, I'll tell you what, he hits that line of scrimmage. He acts like he's about 6'2", about 230. He's got those legs moving, and he picks up 3 or 4 extra yards every time he gets up in there and gets hit.
Yeah, the offensive line of the Big Red starting to assert itself a little bit as well. So first and goal from just inside the 10. Pirro cuts back, tackled from behind by Tyler Hawk.
I think Murtaugh had him around the legs, just slow him up a little bit, and Hawk come in there full bore and was able to take him down.
Third quarter winding along with 5:40 to go here on the Dover Dental Group scoreboard. Steubenville with the lead at 14-7. The games have progressively gotten better as we've gone along. Seen some of the best games in the football season all year long, last 2 weeks. Out there is Petaway. Touchdown, Steubenville.
Well, they had that in the first half a couple times, and Petaway dropped the ball where he'd have walked in. So that one there, he was just able to catch and walk in. You can see the replay right here. They put a little motion out there, nice little fake, nice little roll by Macon. Petaway goes from his motion right out, catches the ball about the 6-yard line, and Dover has nobody to even come to stop him.
Scott Robinson and Chuck Rust with you from Fawcett Stadium in Canton. As Caleb Westlake looks for his holder. That's going to be the big thing, or he is the holder, and
he's
waiting
for
Pirro.
the kicker.
Yeah, where's the kicker? And they're going to have to take a 5-yard penalty. How can you not have your extra point team ready? I guess is the question.
I think there that looks like Pirro, he also plays offense, and he has to go over and change shoes. So I don't think maybe that somebody brought his shoe out to him.
They don't have a real strong kicking game as we saw early on.
No, I'd have to say right now, just looking at Steubenville, just on all 3 facets of the game, defensively and offensively, they're pretty solid. But I'll tell you,
that was blocked, and it looks like they're going to call a penalty on the Tornadoes for running into the kicker.
I couldn't tell right there whether somebody got a hand on the ball, or if they didn't, he just missed it and they ran into him. We can see it right here. They come off the side. Well, I tell you what, that's pretty tough. That's a pretty tough call right there. As you had Ricky Maz coming off the edge, and he really didn't look like he hit a whole lot.
Well, I think the Academy Award goes to, right?
I think, yeah. You go ahead and give it to him on that one, because
well, we'll get another opportunity to try and block another one here. They're going to shift into an alignment. Now, Pirro is the backup quarterback. He'll roll to his left, throws back to the right. It's going to be intercepted by Maz. And that effectively kills the play because you really can't advance it. So
good job there by Ricky Maz on that, as he read that all the way and was able to step in front. But like you said, knock that down, intercepted, it doesn't matter. So, nice job there by Dover's extra point defense.
So again, the conversion fails, and the Big Red is up 20-7 with 5:19 to go here in the third quarter. And the Big Red machine just keeps rolling along.
Well, like we said, and I just was talking about it right before we had all that fiasco there a little bit on the extra point. It looks like that if you're looking at a weakness in Steubenville right now, it's it's their special team. So now we haven't got to see them a whole lot, you know, on their kickoff return just a couple times, but their kickoff team and all their other parts of special team just seem to be a little bit weak. And that could cost them, you know, if they continue on here and move on, that special teams are so huge.
Yeah, the Tornado special teams have been pretty solid tonight. They'll get another chance to return a kickoff here as Maz, Johnson, and Drapcho standing back around their own 15-yard line. This time they'll just pooch kick it. And the Tornado's going to get great field position at the 41-yard line.
That's the thing with the pooch kick. If you go ahead and catch it, you're able to have pretty good field position for your offense to start out with.
Pierce Applin, a backup running back, able to catch it, advance it out to the 40-yard line, where really the best offensive field position the Tornadoes have probably had. So we'll see if they go back to the short passing game here. The quarterback draw something to get.
Well, they're standing in their 4 wide, so it's going to help them out a little bit.
I don't think Steubenville is really respecting the 5 wide all that much. And that little bubble screen, they got it covered.
Well, they're up on it. They're just going ahead. When they see 5 wide right there, they're just going ahead and man up on each one of them. And, you know, it's tough to get a blocker out there to, you know, put a hat on somebody if they're across the line of scrimmage before you throw the football.
So 2nd down and 12 after a loss of 2. And Dover, I don't think, has 10 yards of offense at this point. Certainly not much. Mammarella in trouble again. Gets loose, still on his feet. Running to the right side, has some room, and has the 1st down. And that is a huge play for the Tornadoes.
Nice job there by Mammarella, as he had 2 big red defenders on him about 5-6 yards back in the backfield, thinking they were going to put him down, and he just kept his legs moving, was able to pick up, I believe, Scott, the first down tonight for the Tornadoes.
So a little something to look forward to here for the Tornadoes as we get another look on the Weaver Barnes rewind.
Well, you can see right here, he steps up to go up. You got 3 guys right there, and he just bounces off of them. And then he had it's clear sailing there for about 22 yards around the edge. Nice job by Mammarella on that play.
So back to live action. Mammarella drops back, dumps it to Zahner. Zahner gets a couple of yards to about the 35-yard line, so gain of about 4.
Jordan Meyer combining with Shaq Petaway on the stop.
Shaq Petaway making the stop as we get.
You can see Zahner just comes right inside and was able to just corral the football and pick up 4 or 5 yards.
That's what the Tornadoes have to do. They're all the way down to the big red 35-yard line.
Well, that's something there, too. They break a couple tackles, score here, score quick. They're going to be right back in this football game.
That extra point attempt and conversion attempt there that did not materialize for the Big Red, that may come back to haunt them yet. That's a lateral. Maz has got it, and he has nowhere to go. Great reaction by the Steubenville defenders.
Yes, it was, because I'll tell you, if he'd have made the corner on that one, he would have had some large running room here, as you can see it right here.
Shaq Petaway was there.
He has to step up, but Mammarella's smart enough to get out of that. Just goes ahead and throws the ball to Maz. If we could have got one block on that, he would have been gone. But nice defense by the Big Red.
So it's 3rd down and 9. As the Tornadoes in there 5 wide. Mammarella looks across the middle. Cut! Colton Zahner with the big catch. Down to the 23-yard line.
Well, you can see on this, he just ran a quick slant, quick post into it. Mammarella had just enough time to set his feet and throw the football. Great catch by Zahner as he went up and had the inside on Steubenville's defensive back. So Best series right here of offense for the Tornadoes.
Maybe finally getting a little bit of a groove, getting comfortable. First down and 10 for the Tornadoes. Mammarella's going to take it himself. He's got some room to run. Down to the 10-yard line and the 9 before Meyer able to bring him down.
Well, that's a nice thing right there by the Tornado offensive line. They were taking everybody outside. Mammarella was just able to step up in. Guard pulls out to pick up the weak side linebacker on a blitz. So, you get Mammarella's feet moving, he's able to pick up some yards pretty quick too.
So first and goal from the 9-yard line as the Tornado offense comes to life here late in the third quarter. Rolling to his right. Mammarella's pass is incomplete, intended for Drapcho. Marcus Mammarella and Shaq Petaway are becoming pretty good buddies, I think. They've had a few face-to-face
yes,
meetings.
They have, and I'll tell you what, he just came. They were sending both linebackers from each side, and it's tough for that Dover offensive line to get out there and pick both of them up. So Mammarella did a nice job back there on this series.
Second down and goal from the 9. Minute 57 to go here in the third quarter. Scott Robinson and Chuck Russ with you from Fawcett Stadium. Mammarella lobs it into the corner. Caught and dropped in the corner. Drapcho had a chance at it.
Now as he was going down, we got a penalty flag down though, so we'll have to see what that is.
It's in the back corner of the end zone.
It's either going to be offensive or defensive pass interference, I would think. So it'll be interesting. It is on Steubenville, so that's a big plus for the Tornadoes.
Let's take another look at it, see if we can
see. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it down there. Mammarella did a great job. Just lobbed that ball up there.
I think we're going to see it.
Let Drapcho go out of right there. You can see the hold on the defensive back for Steubenville. So that's going to put the Tornadoes on about the 4-yard line, first down. So best chance they've had to put the ball in the end zone tonight.
Little Birdie told me that if you're going to go after somebody, you want to go after Isaiah Willis, number 8.
Okay, well, that's the guy.
And that's the
and
guy
that's
that
the guy
caught
they
with
picked
the hold.
on right there, and that's the guy they got caught for the hold. So that Bird told you the right information, Mr. Robinson.
So we're going to take a break. Minute 50 to go, third quarter. Big Red leading Dover 20-7. We'll be back in a moment here on Big Time Sports. At Fawcett Stadium. Hey, from suits to work boots, try Miller Clothing and Shoes in downtown New Philadelphia. Marty Miller has a team of all-stars like Hager, Lee, and Wrangler jeans. You can also complete your wardrobe with Carhartt, Van Heusen, and Arrow. The best is at Miller Clothing and Shoes. See them today in downtown New Philadelphia. We're ready to go here with a minute 50 to go in the third quarter.
Went to the stack guy right there, and as they were moving in, we had one of the Tornado offensive linemen move forward, so that's going to cost them 5.
Give us a chance to tell you, too, about Gary's Italian Market and Deli at 810 North Tuscarawas Avenue in Dover. Better than Mom's Spaghetti Sauce. That's what they're featuring this week at Gary's Market and Deli. The best you've ever had. And Melatonin says it's not spaghetti without Better Than Mom's sauce. Stop in and see Gary Reese and the fine folks at Gary's Market and Deli at 810 North Tuscarawas Avenue in Dover. Big play here for the Tornadoes. And Mammarella had some running room, and that hole closed in a hurry.
Yes, it did. And that was a big play right there by
that was Jamie Duvall.
Jamie Duvall on that one, who just closed that hole up, real quick.
That 5 yards right down at the 4-yard line. That's just a killer penalty.
Yes, it is, because you're in a situation now that it just, you really haven't moved the ball running the football against Big Red. Marcus had a couple runs there, but they were pretty much broken plays, and I think you're going to have to put the ball in the end zone via the airways.
Dover will go to the stack. The handoff to Keith Johnson. Defensively, the Big Red had that sniffed out. You figure you got 2 downs because you can't stop here. A field goal is not going to do any good.
Yeah, field goal's not going to give you any kind of leverage here, because you're almost out of the third quarter, and And you know, time of possession's been almost 3-1 in favor of Steubenville, so they don't give you the ball back a whole lot.
Dover's running the play clock down. They're down to 6, 5, 4. They get the snap off. Mammarella rolling to his right. He's got a man open. Maz is there, floats it, and is it going to be in? He's out of bounds. He was open earlier, and
I just think the way Mammarella was running there with the football, he just didn't have it ready to throw when Maz made his break, and he just had to wait that extra half a second, and that put Maz out of the
definitely looked like the right call from our vantage point.
Definitely a good call, and again, you know, you have to roll him out. So I think Coach F sees here that he's got to get 6 on the board. 3's not going to do him any good.
4th down and goal. Tornadoes are going to go for it.
I would have to think that Steubenville's bringing somebody off the edge here too.
Tornadoes have had trouble with that. Mammarella, the slant, and it's going to be caught by Murphy.
Let's see if
it's a touchdown,
yes,
and I think it's going to be off pass interference on the defense.
I think it is too. I think we had a hold right there on number Petaway on number 23 for the Big Red. I think he let him inside and then tried to hold him. You can see right here on the replay, just a little slant pattern, and I think you see Petaway right there with his hand on his back with the hold. But heck of a catch right there, 6 points, exactly what Dover needed, and they are back in this football game.
That was just the 8th catch of the season for Ian Murphy,
well, how
and
about
his
that?
second touchdown. There are none bigger than that one.
This is going to be a big extra point right here too.
Rafter has been pretty solid. 58 of 61. Kick is up, and that kick is good.
That's going to make her 59 of 62, and that's a huge one because now they're only down by 6 points. They get a hold here some way, and like I said, we're still in the 3rd quarter. We still have plenty of football to play, but you know, the way Steubenville eats the clock up, we don't know how many more times Dover's going to get an opportunity on offense.
Well, gutsy call on 4th down. DNF really no chance. No other choice, really.
Right. There was no way. Like
you don't go for it there. You might as well just throw your hands
exactly, because 3 points wasn't going to do him any good, and he knew that. He knew that was just what he had to do. And nice job, offensive line wise. Nice job by Murphy on the slant pattern and
better execution.
And good, and just a perfect pass by Mammarella, as you even said, he had defensive holding on it, and it still works. So
Tornado's going to kick it off from the 45-yard line of Steubenville.
I think that might be okay for him, huh? So
well, you think?
Let's see what. Let's see how they kick it here, because he can kick it out of the end zone, but might be a good idea just to pooch one down there and try to get him deep and make a play and get it deep in Steubenville territory. You wouldn't want to try an onside kick here, would you?
Well, that's what I'm starting to think about that too. But the way Dover's lined up, I don't think so.
I think they'll go ahead and kick it deep.
And he kicks it too deep.
Yeah,
that's just a misplay. Got to be a misplay.
I think so too. I think he had too much on it, because I can't believe that he was just not going to try to kick it to him at the goal line and get good field position.
Unless Dover was so worried about the return game of the Steubenville Big Red that they'd rather just give it to him on the 20.
That could be, but we've seen him a couple times and didn't seem like they were anything spectacular.
That's the best I could come up with.
Not that they didn't have probably people back there that with the talent that they have, they don't put a couple people back there that can run.
So this one turning out to be a dandy, as Big Red leading the Tornadoes 20-14. Macon throws it to the outside. Boys, he got some zip on that ball. Wiggins has it. And stopped right about the 30-yard line, where it would be another 1st down.
Well, that's going to be the thing too, and the key that this will probably run out the quarter, but like we've talked about so many times, they've got so many weapons, you just never know which one they're going to use and when they're going to use them.
Well, that is going to do it here for the 3rd quarter. Steubenville Big Red leading the Dover Tornadoes 20-14. One more quarter of football left for one of these two teams in this season. We'll come back, find out who it is in a minute. Stay with us right here on Big Ten. Ready to go with the 4th quarter from Fawcett Stadium in Canton. It's 1st down and 10 for the Big Red. As we begin this fourth period, they lead it 20-14. The pass, Piero, is it a fumble?
Called
They're going to call it incomplete. Boy, that was close.
Yes, that was, and that I think he might have had it right ahead of him, but there again, you know, some running room right there if he would have caught the ball.
Well, we just talked about it. Tornadoes really could use a turnover to help their chances in this one.
Well, you know, really, and not taking away, you know, we're never seeing Steubenville play or anything, but, you know, they pretty much pounded the ball at Dover all night long. Now they come out here in the, you know, right at the end of the third quarter and beginning of the fourth quarter, just throwing the football. So look right here, we've seen this formation once to gain big yardage. So we're going to go ahead and let Macon run it.
And they defended very well that time.
Yes, they did.
And, you know, I guess the point I would make about the whole game is everybody came in, everybody's knew Steubenville's reputation, but I think Dover should be, the fans should be very proud of the way the Tornadoes have played to this point against the Big Red. I mean, they've matched up very well with them. It's not like Steubenville's running away with this game.
No, you know, and both of us talked to Coach Ift, you know, before the game. And, you know, the main thing was he felt he could play with them. The only thing he thought was a big difference is maybe their speed. And I thought Dover so far has contained it pretty well.
3rd down and 9. Key 3rd down here. Clock running down. They're going to have to take a timeout.
That could be a huge timeout right there because Steubenville didn't really quite sure what they wanted to do, and you know that just leaves them with one timeout for the rest of the ball game. So you know you just never know what may happen.
Hey, for all your construction needs, you should go to Beatty'sBuilders.com where you'll find all the necessary construction aspects for home improvements. Beatty's Builders specializes in post-frame stud wall buildings, home additions remodeling, and home building. They've been in business for 13 years, and you can find them at 1219 West High Avenue in New Philadelphia. If you have any questions or you're thinking about any home improvements in the future, feel free to give them a call at 330-339-2333 to set up a 1-hour consultation. So that's Beatty's Builders, and you can find them at Beatty'sBuilders.com. Coming up following our game, we'll have the Texas Roadhouse postgame show. We'll also have the Manor Restaurant MVP, as this will be the final football broadcast for Big Time Sports. Even if Dover wins, unfortunately, we will not be able to move on to state action, as Sports Time Ohio has the contract for that. Third down and 9. And the Tornadoes holding their ground. Macon's in trouble. Sideline, tripped up. He had nowhere to go as Christian F followed him all the way to the sideline for a big loss.
F just made a great play on that right there, and Macon ran out of real estate. Give the secondary for Dover credit. Big play for the Tornado defense.
Well, I'll tell you what, the coaching staff on the far side is fired up as we take another look at it.
You can see right there, If just took him over. He ran out of room, kind of slipped and fell, but there was no way he was going to throw that football anyway. With a decent punt here and a return, Tornadoes should have pretty good field position.
Tornadoes have a kickoff return for a touchdown already. And that's a punt they're going to have to let roll.
But you know what? That puts them in great field position right here with the offense that they just sowed on their last series. Now they should come out with a little bit of confidence. And, you know, we could have us a great football game.
We're down to it now. 11 minutes to go in this one. That might be the big break that the Tornadoes need.
Well, that's what they needed. That's actually the first time tonight, Scott, that they have held Steubenville offensively, where they haven't picked up 2 or 3 first downs before they had to do something with it. So the Tornadoes, again, did a great job right there.
Well, the Tornadoes have found something with the 5 wide that they like. They are sticking with it here. As Mammarella in the shotgun. Not much room to run, but Mammarella will pick up maybe a yard or so.
It's a funny thing, and just watching that right there, Scott, that since Dover, and you said it, went to the 5 wide, that's putting Steubenville just a hair back on their heels, because Mammarella has made enough plays in the last series that if they blitz him and miss him, he's got a chance for a big gain.
So the Tornadoes with 2nd down and 10. Actually no gain on the play. Ball resting at the Dover 46. Mamarella looks to the outside and nearly intercepted by Piero. You could see that before he threw it.
Yes, you could. We could see that from up here, that could have been disaster for the Tornadoes on that one right there. So
Dover's used that play just a few times too many. So where there's optimism, now there's a little bit of urgency. Here's 3rd down and 10. From the shotgun. Mamarella rolling to his right under pressure. The pass is incomplete, intended for Maz. The line just hasn't been able to give Marcus Mamarella enough time to really let the pattern develop.
The problem is that they've been pulling guards out to try to pick up the blitz. They've been trying to work the tackles outside to pick up the blitz, and Steubenville's defensive their linebackers are just a step or two too quick for anybody to get, and that puts Mamarella in a running position, you know, as soon as he starts out.
So Caleb Westlake will drop deep to field the punt from Logan Mahalam. An end over end that's going to be fielded by Westlake. And he's tripped up back at the 16-yard line. Good work there by the special teams of the Tornadoes.
Looked like David Fortney was the one in on that tackle to trip him up. Again, you know, Dover's just a team of two halves right here that offensively and defensively they've done a good job. And the offense, when they can't get a first down and have to punt, they put Steubenville in back deep in their own territory. So let's see if defense can hold here.
A lot on the line here in the next 10 minutes of this ball game. The winner moves on to the state semifinals. Steubenville, state runner-up last year to Kettering-Alder. They'll go to the outside. Piero brought down by Zahner, close to the first down. Tell you what, there is nobody out there. Zahner was out there on an island all by himself.
Right, yeah, you just looked at that. If they had made a move and Zahner wouldn't have made that play, you know, I know he's upset right there that he gave him about 9 yards on that catch, but I'll tell you what, if he wouldn't have done that, he might have gone all the way.
2nd down, less than a yard to go.
So the Big Red of Steubenville trying to burn some time on the clock. Both teams have been battle tested. As Piero will get the first down.
You know, it's been kind of interesting too with Steubenville's offense, because here the second half, you know, they've really come out throwing the football a little bit more than they did in the first half, as they just started pounding it over. So I'm not sure what their thought process was right here, because they were able to pick up first downs by just running the football.
So it's 1st down and 10 for the Big Red at their own 29-yard line. Making under center. The handoff to Piero. Piero is...
Nice job right there by Dover's defense stretching out. Now we got a late flag, and I'm not sure what they're going to call that one on.
A little skirmish maybe on the sideline. I'm not sure, a little pushing and shoving maybe there.
Yeah, there was some, but I'm not sure which one they got.
Now Steubenville is starting to walk backwards a bit, so we'll see if that is going to be the case.
Yep. Got a personal foul on Big Red, which does nothing else but help the Tornadoes.
Well, this could be the break they need.
You know, there again, you saw they've run 3 plays in a row and had positive yardage on each one of them. And then on that one, it was just a little bit of a dead ball foul, so puts it back. So now you might have to go to the air again.
I'll tell you, when you start to look at the teams that are left, the 8 teams that are left in Division III, there are some of them that probably could win at least one division up, if not 2 divisions up.
No question about it, you know. This Division III football in the state of Ohio is pretty doggone good football.
2nd down and 21. So Macon is going to take it himself. Uses his legs, and he is going to get a big play on second down before Bates and Ricky Maz able to bring him down. And that's something we hadn't really seen a whole lot of.
No, we haven't. I was just getting ready to say, once he had that first opening, it looked like he put it for the first time tonight in that extra gear he had, and was able to really pound the ball up in there and gain some big yardage for Steubenville.
So from 2nd and 21 to 3rd down and 3.
That was big.
That was huge. Another big 3rd down for the Tornadoes. Macon's going to take it himself, and I think he's going to be short. It'll be 4th down.
Now this will be interesting right here what they come up with if they are short, but it depends on too where they spot the ball.
I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I would have to think that.
Piero's coming on. The punter's coming off.
Well, yep, looks like they are going to go for it on this one. Dover's making a couple changes too, bringing the big boys in, planning on a quarterback sneak or a run right up the middle. Big stand here for the Tornadoes. They get one here.
Line against line. Second
like
effort, they got it.
By second effort, you got it.
They didn't have it on the initial hit, but the second effort made it happen. Petaway not only is a linebacker, he's also a fullback, and he got some key yardage there. But he comes off, he's not doing very well. He's holding his left arm down to his side.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was their #1 tailback gone into the season, and like you said, he missed a couple games this year, and he's just been strictly playing defense.
Macon's going to take it himself. Good tackle there by the Tornadoes. Brandon Murtaugh had him, along with Tyler Hawk. But the concern now for the Tornadoes is the clock. We're down to 6:45 to go here in this 4th quarter.
And I think that's the thing right now that Coach Suckoff sees also, that, you know what, we're just going to run this ball until they stop us. So
Big Red has 1 timeout remaining. The Tornadoes have all 3 of theirs. Hand off to Piero. And he is going to be short. Again, it'll be another 3rd down. Now, gutsy call, man. You go for it on 4th down in your own territory. In the 4th quarter of the regional finals.
But you know what? You're here for a reason, you know, and I'm sure that he had quite a bit of confidence in that offensive line of his.
That's got to be a big boost for the offensive line, though, for their confidence when you have a coach that's willing to do that for you.
Yes, it is.
So 3rd down and 3. Macon rolling. Lobs it downfield. It's got a man there. It's caught by the tight end. And that is Sage Kutry.
You know, that was a great throw by Macon. You know, you don't see that a lot of times in a high school football player, where you can see right now he's starting to roll left. You know, it's kind of getting flushed out and comes back around and just kind of flips that ball out there real quick. Had to throw that ball probably 30, 35 yards right on the money for a 1st down.
And he was absolutely wide open. Back to action, J.J. Piero. Got a couple of yards maybe as Zach Lang with the tackle.
Well, all this doing now is, with them running the football, is just taking 30 seconds to a minute off the clock each time, so that's going to be a key. Dover may end up having to start using some timeouts here on defense.
2nd down and 9 for the Big Red. Macon in the shotgun. Will take it himself to the 30-yard line. And that will bring up 3rd and about 4 or thereabouts.
You know, they've been pretty efficient tonight. The Big Red have on 3rd downs too. You know, they've been
pretty efficient on 4th down as well.
Yeah, 4th down.
There hasn't been a down they haven't been efficient on. Tornadoes just need that one big break, and
yes,
time is starting to run out.
Yep, they got to hope for a turnover or something here real quick. That
They cannot allow Big Red to score here.
No.
If they score here, this is pretty much over. Petaway is going to be stopped short, I believe, on the tackle by Ricky the Rocket Maz. It's 4th down.
Place the ball at the 27.
Well, you got about 4th and 2.5 yards. So, of course, you know they're going to line up and go for it. Now the problem is, what kind of play are they going to call?
Well, they used the tailback the last
Not
time.
power eye this time. So
Macon takes it himself. He's got plenty of running room, and he's got the first down near the 15-yard line.
well, I think we're in a situation here now, Scott. We've seen it enough that it's almost like he's feeling it. Give me the ball. If you need something, I'll take care of it, whether I have to do it with my legs or my arm.
Well, that's what he's out there for. That's what he's done all season. They lost one game, I believe, to a team from Michigan that broke a 68-game home winning streak all the way back to 2002. Unbelievable. Pirro has some room. And Tornadoes are going to have to start thinking about those timeouts.
And if you start thinking about it too, they're pretty much an independent program. They don't work they don't have a league or anything, so they're I'm sure playing about 7 home games a year. So that's a pretty big feat.
Played teams from, I believe, let's see, Pennsylvania, New York, West Virginia. They played Poland Seminary and beat them, and they're in one of the other Elite 8 teams. As Pirro has the first down, I believe, inside the 10-yard line, down around the 8, maybe the 7.
Yep.
As we get another look at it.
Just a straight ahead play. He just kind of lost his feet there. He might have had enough steam to get in the end zone on that one. So this is big here. I see, Dover's bringing the big boys in because they probably got to think that they're just going to pound the ball right down there with 2 minutes and 34 seconds to go.
Dover trails by 6 at 20-14. Scott Robinson and Chuck Rest enjoying this Division III regional final here at Fawcett Stadium. What a season it's been for the Tornadoes. Can they pull out one big comeback with 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining? Pirro straight ahead.
Nice job by the Tornado defensive line on that one. Give him no gain.
And the Tornadoes have called their first
I
timeout.
already mentioned that to you, Scott. I thought that 2 minutes to go, they still got all 3 timeouts. They're going to have to use them here on defense.
So the Dover Tornadoes trailing 20-14. The Steubenville Big Red has a chance here to put the game away. And you look, and you just have to respect what Steubenville has done. You look at what Dwight Macon has done as a starting quarterback. Going into tonight's game, he is 37-3 as a starting QB.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Started it right out of the box his sophomore year, and that's pretty good. You wonder why he's such the athlete he is. But when you look back and see you got out of 40 ball games, you've got 37 wins. That's a pretty good winning percentage.
If you stop and think about it, there haven't been many games this season when the Tornadoes have given up 20 points.
No, there hasn't. I mean, we'd have to go back through and look, but there was only a couple ball games.
Canfield and Ashland are about the only 2.
Yeah. And really in the Ashland game, we did that one on TV, and that pretty much, was out of reach when they did get their 20th point in that, in that football game, because Dover had them by 2 or 3 scores before they had that.
And I believe Ashland is in the Elite 8 as well.
Yes, they are. They were tied at halftime tonight. So, yeah, that goes to say, and Canfield was they're in the playoffs too. So, look back and wonder why Dover's like they are. They play some pretty good football teams.
We're going to remind you too, this game will be replayed Sunday at 1 o'clock as well. Macon's got nowhere to go. Irwin is there, along with Andrew Bache. And Dover will take another timeout with 2:01 to go. Even if Steubenville does not get a touchdown here, Dover is going to have a long way to go with an offense that has had fits and starts so far tonight.
Yes, they have. And then you're going to get in a situation where, where you're not going to get anything big on them just because they're going to play a little more of a prevent type of defense, and that's going to stick it. But I'll tell you what, hold them right here, give yourself an opportunity to you know what I mean, go 95 yards.
The game between Youngstown Cardinal Mooney and Poland Seminary.
So 20-14, the Big Red playing the Dover Tornadoes. The winner moves on to the state semifinals next weekend. It's hard to believe there's still 2 more weeks of the football season. Boy, you got to imagine basketball coaches are all over the state are going, please don't let my star player get hurt.
Exactly. We hope you do well, but please don't get hurt.
Yeah. I'm sure Bob Von Kennel has mixed emotions after he saw Marcus Mammarella take that shot in the second quarter. But the Tornadoes still with a chance here if they can hold the Big Red. It's been a great season all the way around for Big Time Sports and the Dover Tornadoes.
Dover's got 1 timeout left, and Steubenville's going to have 2 plays to run, so we'll see what we got. Be nice for a great turnover here, wouldn't it, right now?
But you're right. It just looks like Macon is just, I'm doing whatever I have to do to just keep the clock moving, to do what my team needs. And he's shown some confidence here in this fourth quarter we didn't see earlier. But a turnover would be helpful. And he is close, and I think they're going to say he is just short.
Hang on here now. We got one of the referees running in there. I'm not sure what he's got to give him
a call touchdown.
Well, Scott, right there, that's pretty much going to put the icing on the cake, I would think, for the Tornadoes season now that they gave up that final touchdown.
Valiant effort by the Tornadoes.
Oh, they played a great football game tonight. I know we still have 1:52 to go. You know, they've already run 1 back, so give them a quick score here again and come up with an onside kick, maybe something like that might.
If you're looking, though, really for the turning point in the game was the score right before the half.
Oh, I think that was it. Yeah, that was
really
it. They were 7-6 with less than a minute to go, and Steubenville scores and then gets a 2-point conversion, puts them up 14-7, and I think that was a huge play in this ball game, and looks to me like they're probably going to go for 2 here.
Great crowd tonight for this ball game. And they're going to go for 2. Macon rolling to the right. The pass and the completion for the 2-point conversion. As Gary has it. So it's 32-14, and that final score is really going to look. That can't be 32. They only scored 8.
I think it's going to be
28-14.
There we go. And that, like you said, that's going to look a little more
somebody needs to count
than what it was. So yeah. So there we got it. We got it right on our screen for all the fans here in Tornado Country.
So the Big Red up by 2 touchdowns here with 1:52 to go. And coming up following our game, we'll have the Texas Roadhouse post-game show. Also have the Manor Restaurant MVP. So the Big Red get ready to kick it away. And it'll be Ricky Maz that'll get it at the 20. Slips a couple of tackles, gets to the outside, turns back to the middle and to the 46-yard line.
Another nice return by the Tornado special teams, but I think Maz could have taken that one back to the house. Would have been a little more interesting here, huh?
So first down and 10 for the Tornadoes. As they've got little time to go and they need a lot of points. So Mammarella out of the shotgun. What a season he has had. You know, I think everybody kind of scratched their head a little bit about changing him to a linebacker spot, or from to the quarterback spot,
Right.
and he really has done a terrific job all
Yes,
season
he
long.
has. He's done a great job for them, and nobody would have. You knew he played quarterback when he was younger, but then by golly, when they come up and had Lasowski and didn't play quarterback for a long time, but boy, I'll tell you, just the athlete and the kid that he is, anybody would love to have him on their football team or any team.
2nd down and 10 for the Tornadoes. Minute 38 remaining. Mammarello's going to take it himself. They'll give him some running room, and he'll get to the outside and out of bounds. He has taken a couple of big hits in this one, but so far he has stayed upright.
Yes, he has. And I'll tell you, you can see right here, he's just going back on the quarterback draw and just is patient right there as he goes, and then smart enough to get to the outside and get out of bounds and get that clock stopped.
So 3rd and less than a yard. They'll have the 1st down. Mammarello has a little bit of running room, and he'll get out of bounds on the far sideline at the 34-yard line.
Good job right there. Picks up the 1st down, runs it down, takes a few
Steubenville will
seconds
give
off
that
the
up all
clock.
day, though.
Exactly. I think what he's watching out right now is just their defensive end, whether he's inside or outside, and he's going that way. The Big Red were gone from pretty much a secondary that had all their skilled kids in there. In fact, Macon was in there at free safety. So I think they're bringing back in their starting defensive unit if they're going to think he's just going to run the ball up and down the field.
So coming up, Texas Roadhouse post-game show. Manor Restaurant MVP. And really, we want to thank everyone for watching Big Time Sports for football season. Don't forget about basketball season. It'll be coming up. I believe we start on December the 4th.
That sounds
with the game.
about right.
I think it's Highland and West Holmes.
That
I think
sounds
is our
about
first game.
right. So that, it's one thing about you. You just go from one season to the next. Just all flows for you, doesn't it?
Just a smooth transition, but at least we get Turkey Day in there first. We'll
right,
wish everybody happy
go.
Thanksgiving as well as we head into that next week. And we don't want to start our congratulations too early, but the Big Red up by 14 with 1:27 to go. They certainly have played very well, and I think the Dover Tornadoes have just played exceptionally well and represented their community very well in these playoffs.
I don't think there's any question about it. And like you said, I'm sure at the beginning of the year this was the game that they wanted to make sure they played in this year, and they made it here. But they're facing a pretty doggone good football team in Steubenville.
They're pretty stout. 1st down and 10 for the Tornadoes. And the pass to Zahner. And Zahner down the sideline. He did not get out of bounds.
Nobody picked up a first
down.
down, so he'll stop the clock there for. They can get up there and get ready to go. Zahner, nice run on that one, on that little screen pass.
Okay, so this is kind of an unusual formation for the Tornadoes.
Going to go a little 6 wide on this one. This ought to be
Well, they've got a
interesting.
lineman that's split wide to the left side. They've only got 3 linemen in front of Marcus Mammarello, and this is the first time we've seen this formation. And the pass is caught.
Caught, out of bounds.
I'm not sure what they call that formation.
yeah, that's. I'm sure they.
Let's
come up
take
with
another
something
look
on
at that.
It
You've got
looked
2
like
linemen
almost
split, 1 wide each side.
Somebody gone deep for the receiver, and somebody comes staying short. And
just over the outstretched hands.
Just a nice play right there. Something a little different.
You might as well pull them all out now. Mammarello looks to run with the football, and not much can be
They
done.
have to end up calling a timeout right now. Coach Hiff's a little upset. I think he wanted him to to get rid of the football and throw it down the field.
Yeah, you're not going to score running the football from that far out.
No.
Don't think that's going to happen.
Well, the other thing too, Scott, what a great facility up here we have to be able to be fortunate enough to do a football game in a place like this.
Not many people get a chance to do games in a location of historic significance like this, and also the fact that we're in the same booth actually that they do the Monday night games, the Sunday night Hall of Fame game, and all that. So it's pretty heady stuff.
Yes, it is. It's pretty pretty awesome place. If you ever get a chance to come up in there and look at this venue, it's something that you want to look at.
You know, I think it was really a thrill to work with Charlie up here. Charlie Rest.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That'd be John Madden. Yeah, last week John worked.
Mammarella looks to the outside, and Maz has it. Short gain.
I think he might have been enough to pick up another first down. I'm not sure here. Yep, looks like they went. So.
No, it's been a lot of fun, Chuck, working with you again this year. We appreciate your help as well.
I appreciate you, Scott. You were very easy to work with, a lot of fun to work with, and appreciate Jay Yonders and what he does for us.
Yep,
and
just going to mention that too. Yep, all the folks at PCM.
We have fun.
Yep,
we have fun. A lot of fun.
So 46 seconds to go. The Tornadoes with it. Mammarella across the middle, and it was nearly intercepted. Isaiah Willis had a chance at it.
Yeah, he kind of had a little bit of the inside position on that one. There wasn't much to do, but Marcus has to get that ball in the end zone, and he knows it, so he's got to take a chance right now. And you got 40 seconds to go, so if you get one on and get an onside kick, you never know what may come about.
Second down and goal inside the 10. Mammarella across the middle. This time it is going to be picked off, and that's going to do it.
That will do it.
Well, there was no sense in holding on to
No,
it.
you had to do it. You had to get it in the end zone. You had to get it in the end zone every play till you scored. And, Steubenville knew that. And they're good enough to be able to defend just about anything you throw at them. And but again, let's look back at it and tell you the great season that the Tornadoes had. We had our Tornado coaching staff here to the right. They're getting ready to put their jackets on and know that the great effort they gave, it was just not quite enough.
Boy, look at all the seniors defensively, especially Brandon Murtaugh, Tyler Hawk, Justin Roth. They've had great seasons. You've got Andrew Bache, Ian Drapcho, Ricky Maz, Adam Moss. They all had great seasons. Offensively, almost the whole entire offensive line. And a lot of the receivers, you've got Kyle Irwin, who's played some on and off this season, Ian Drapcho, Alex Abiel, Denny Jandervin, Cody Gordon, Jason Orr, who's seen time on and off. You got Marcus Mammarella. All those kids that really have put a lot of time and effort into the program and certainly deserve all the accolades they receive.
Exactly, and you say it, and what you say is that they had a great season, but you know what? You look at those kids from Dover, they had a great career. They've been on a lot of winning sides of a football game. So, hats off to Coach Ift and his staff and the Dover football, I guess, family as they call it.
So that is going to do it. The Big Red defeat the Dover Tornadoes 28-14. We'll come back with the Texas Roadhouse postgame show. We'll also have our Man of Restaurant MVP back to Fawcett Stadium in Canton as we get ready to wrap things up here. The Steubenville Big Red defeat the Dover Tornadoes 28-14 in a Division III regional final playoff game. It's time now for the Texas Roadhouse postgame show, and Chuck Rest with us all season long. And Chuck, the Dover offense just simply never really got in gear, and Steubenville was very, very strong.
No, it was almost non-existent in the first half. I think it was almost 3-1 in time of possession the first half, and there was just no way that Dover could actually come back from that. They come back in the third quarter, made a close ball game out of it, and knew that if they could get a turnover here or there, they had a shot at it. But on that last Big Red score, that kind of, with less than 2 minutes to go, that pretty much put the game out of reach for the Tornadoes.
So if we could see the numbers here from the ball game.
And there you go, Scott. You ask, and here it is. With Dover rushing 17 attempts, 62 yards, and they only had, I think, 9 yards total offense in the first half, so you can see how they did come back the second half. Passing, all Marcus Mamarilla there of 9 of 20 for 49 yards. Total yards, 111 yards for the Tornadoes, and you can see that they just went up against a more superior defensive team that they've seen all year long. Did have 2 turnovers, but one of them was there at the end of the football game when they were trying to score. Steubenville, on the other hand, 47 attempts rushing, 172 yards. Passing, 15 of 24 for Macon for 189 yards. Total, 361 yards. You can also see time of possession was about 3-1. Total yards was about 3-1. They had 1 turnover for Steubenville. But again, all Steubenville pretty much. Dover had a valiant effort at the regional final here. Got to be proud of everything they've done this season.
So that is the Texas Roadhouse post-game show, brought to you by the fine folks at Texas Roadhouse on Bluebell Drive Northwest in New Philadelphia. And thanks to them for being with us all season long here on our football broadcast. And finally, our Man of Restaurant MVP, we're going to go to the defensive side of the football for the Dover Tornadoes. Let's go to Andrew Bache. He did a fine job, made a lot of tackles, was one of the leading tacklers all season for the Dover Tornadoes, and certainly he had another outstanding performance in this one. So that is going to wrap it up. The Big Red of Steubenville defeat the Dover Tornadoes 28-14. For Chuck Rest and the rest of our big-time sports and prestige creative marketing team, along with our statistician Jay Yonders, I'm Scott Robinson saying so long, everybody.